A look at some major events that triggered headlines in Africa this year.
Well, so much to cover in this hour. Coming up later in our STA inbox, we'll share your thoughts on our topic. That's through your emails, tweets, and Facebook comments. That's ahead on Straight Talk Africa. Hope you'll stay with us.
It was a relatively stormy 2016 in Africa, but my colleague Paul Sisco finds some silver linings on the mother continent.
October 13th, 21 of more than 200 kidnapped Chibok schoolgirls are freed. They've been held by Boko Haram militants in Nigeria, near the Cameroon border, since April 2014. The UN and others report IDPs, internally displaced persons, reached an all-time high in 2016, and more refugees and migrants died or disappeared in 2016 than in any previous year. As a measure of democratic progress on the continent, there were more than 23 major elections slated for 2016 in Africa, a part of the world where democracy has struggled to take hold. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, where President Joseph Kabila appears willing to hang on to power at all costs. Kabila has been accused of looting millions in public assets. Gambia is on the verge of turmoil. Longtime leader Yahya Jammeh was upset at the polls on December 1st by Adama Barrow. More surprising was Jammeh's initial willing acceptance of the vote. Jammeh declared the vote fraudulent and unacceptable. He's now asking the Electoral Commission for a new vote. Despite last year's peaceful election and transition of power in the Central African Republic, UN monitors say violent clashes are spreading throughout the country. The recently released UN report says the new government has limited control outside the capital, Bangui. Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni won an unprecedented fifth term in disputed elections in February. Since he came to power in 1986, opposition parties have gained a growing share of seats in parliament. But the 2016 electoral process was marred by the arrest of Kizza Besigye and charges of voter irregularities. In Ghana, Nana Akufo-Addo will be inaugurated as the West African nation's new president, January 7th. He defeated incumbent President John Mahama of the National Democratic Congress in a peaceful vote December 7th. Zambia's incumbent President Edgar Lungu took the oath of office in September after the nation's top court rejected an opposition petition to block it. Also of note in 2016, a growing movement to withdraw from the ICC. The International Criminal Court was established as the court of last resort to prosecute crimes against humanity. It's accused of racism, focusing on African crimes. And the African Union has urged all its members to pull out. Namibian President Hage Geingob says it'll remain in the ICC if the United States joins. Another ominous 2016 record, a recent report from the UN says armed forces and groups in South Sudan recruited 1,300 child soldiers this year, bringing the total number of children used in fighting since 2013 to more than 17,000. And Monday, outgoing UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon again called for a Security Council vote on an arms embargo for South Sudan, saying he fears genocide is imminent unless immediate action is taken there. Finally, we want to acknowledge the coming 75th anniversary of the Voice of America, officially founded shortly after the Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941. And we also celebrate the life and remember the greatest, Muhammad Ali. More than a world heavyweight boxing champion, Ali was an activist and championed civil and human rights causes around the world. And lastly, the world changed too when Cuban leader and revolutionary Fidel Castro died November 25, 2016. Paul Sisco, VOA News, Washington.